let's look at this. We've got a drag strip. Nice, long, safe, plenty of walls. Yeah. We've got a Toyota Celica, 1,140 kilograms of car. Now if we put a brick on the accelerator, it's a manual, it's just going to rev out first gear, so that's not going to work. We're not going to put anyone in it, are we?
No.
How else can we make this crash happen?
Maybe just drop it on the ground, lift it with the crane, drop it on the ground.
No, we need to simulate a crash. We need to...
Real crash.
Yeah, we need to
So we're
simulate...
going to put a wall in the way?
Yeah.
So we put some walls at the end. Okay, so we'll block the track, make that safe.
Yep.
We're going to get the car up to a reasonable speed. I mean, it's the car that young drivers are going to hoon in, so we've got to have an impact speed of 80 kilometres an hour or so.
Yeah.
So how are we going to get to that speed?
No one's gonna accelerate and then jump out, are they? So we can't have a fly car sitting beside. That's too dangerous.
We could go remote control, but that's a lot of trouble. We can go the pulleys on the ground, like Mythbusters TV show, but maybe there's another way.
I did see at the Speedway once how they push start cars and get them going. You know, they get cars up to speed.
All right, well, we'll put a four-wheel drive behind it, diesel, put some tyres on the front, and we can use that as the push car. And let's get out there and see if it runs true and straight down the strip, and if we can line up and hit the wall. I mean, we've got this catch walls on the side, so if it all goes horribly wrong, it's going to impact the side, and let's see if we can pull that off.
What do you reckon, guys? That might work. Yeah.
All right, let's do it.
Let's do it.
So we borrowed a four-wheel drive and fitted tyres at the front so the bull bar would not get scratched. When we removed the old-fashioned manually adjustable mirrors, there was a perfect hole for fitting a rope. Our plan was to pull on the ropes from the tow vehicle to steer the Celica while it was pushed to 80 kilometres an hour. Before putting a wall across the drag strip, we needed to do a practice run to check we could remotely steer the car. We had someone ride in the Celica, so if something went wrong, we could steer and brake and not destroy the car before we were ready. We needed to consider the safety of all of our personnel. What if the ropes got caught around the steerer or got caught on the four-wheel drive? Would the four-wheel drive pushing get up enough speed? And when would the driver need to brake in the four-wheel drive so that they also didn't crash into the wall that was going to be placed across the drag strip?
T-minus 10 minutes from impact. This is where the physics is going to get really interesting. We have our vehicle, it's 1,140 kilograms, going to be coming down here at 80 kilometres an hour. It's going to hit this concrete wall, which is 3 tonnes, this block. Then there's reinforcing blocks behind. Now we picked 80 kilometres an hour. This could be the speed of impact where a driver falls asleep, inattention, runs off the road, or travelling at a much higher speed and the driver dissipates speed, brakes, and impacts the object at 80 kilometres an hour. So we've measured all the distances of this vehicle. So we have its length from the front bumper to the rear. We have the length from the bumper to the driver's footwell. So when the impact occurs, we can measure the deformation and correlate that into the resulting impact force on the occupants.
Once we were ready, the wall was installed, the battery was removed from the car, and all fuels and oils were drained to lessen the chances of a fire.
All right, we're 1 minute from impact. It's getting exciting. We have our Shockwatch G-force meters all set up on the car. We have our G-Tech accelerometer there. It's going to measure the force of impact. We have also a drive cam crash monitoring system that will trigger on the impact. We have video camera running. We have a watermelon in the cabin to simulate a loose object that's going to move around in the car. We have our push vehicle lined up with a camera running. Good boy, old girl. I love ya. Nailed it! Hey! Oh yeah! Woo! Oh, look at this! Jeez, oh man!
Take the watermelon.
Can't open the door.
Fine at the crush, the G-Techs have gone off. Wow!
It's 100G. Geez, I wouldn't have liked to have been sitting in there.
No worries, mate.
Look at this, the forces were extreme. We've pushed these 3-ton concrete walls back. We've triggered off our Shockwatch G-force meters. We've triggered the 50, the 75, and even the 100 is gone. The chassis is bent. We've lost huge amount of deformation at the front of the car. You'd not want to be someone in this vehicle when it crashed. The forces were just amazing, and the vision was just shocking. The sounds were, will stay with you for life. We had a 3-kilo watermelon in this car. We placed it between the seats. At impact, that has flown forward. It has splattered everywhere. It's in the stereo, it's in the dashboard, it's in the carpet, in the upholstery. Now at a 100G car crash, that has magnified its force 100 times. So we're talking 300 kilos of watermelon, the world's biggest watermelon, flying forward. Loose objects become projectiles in a crash and they will kill you.
Wow, guys, check this out. The floor has basically been crushed back in. You wouldn't want your legs to be there. Look at that, it's just forced all the way up into the occupant zone.